Alright, basics of the ME-1. So each of these numbers is one of our channels. When you push it, it tells you what's in it. There's the click track, there's the piano, there's keys 1. So when you select which one you want to adjust, lead 1, you can use this knob here to turn up and down the volume. If you push and hold it down, now you can adjust it from your left ear to your right ear. That's called the pan. Some of these channels are groups. Our BG Vox is a group, channel 3. When a channel is a group, like our drums and our BGVs, the group button will light up. This is the level of the overall group. If I want to adjust individual things inside the group, I push that group button, and now I can scroll. If I want to turn up Vox 3, I can use this knob to scroll down to it, then tap to select it. Now I'm adjusting the level of Vox 3, and again I can hold it down to pan left or right. Tap it again when you're finished, and push group to exit. This knob is your master volume. This is the overall volume of your entire mix. I'd recommend starting out with it at noon or below, 12 o'clock, and only turn up if need be. This knob here is your local mic. This is a microphone that actually sits right here, and if you turn this up, it picks up everything that's around you. It makes it easier to hear if you have both your ears in and someone's trying to talk to you. I wouldn't recommend running this thing full on because you're going to pick up all the drums and amps and all the stage noise. I'd recommend having this down. If you like hearing the room around you, I recommend pulling an ear out. It's going to sound better than trying to get room sound from this local mic. You can mute any channel that's selected by pressing this mute button. So if you don't want the click, you can mute it. You can also just turn it all the way down, but this is just if you want to mute something temporarily. You can mute it while you go through and listen to other channels, and you can see that will flash because it's muted, so that you remember to go back to it and unmute it. Same thing for solo. If you want to just hear the piano for a minute, you can solo any of the tracks and go jump around, and the solo button will flash letting you know that something is soloed. Remember what you soloed, go back to it, make sure you turn off that solo. It's pretty easy to remember what you have soloed because it's the only thing that you can hear. If you get a mix that you really like and you want to save it, you hold shift and you can see this line above here that says store preset. When you're holding shift, it accesses that line. So you hold shift and then you press that button, and now it says store, and it lets you select where you want to store that. All 16 of these can store a preset. As you can see, number 7 and number 16 are not available. They're not flashing because there's already something stored there, or I've disabled the ability to store to that channel because I have a preset saved there for some reason. So any of these others you can save, and once you press it, it says press again to store. If you want, I don't know if you can read that, it says edit. You can tap and you can scroll through here and give it a name if you want. Otherwise, just remember which one you saved it to, and when you're done, you press it again to store. So you press 6, it says press again to store, boom, now that's stored there. Now when you want to pull that up, when you come in the next week or the next month, whatever it is, you simply press the recall button, and I had it stored in 6, so I'll push 6, it says press again to recall. You have to hold it down, hold down recall, press 6, press again to recall, boom, it brings up all your settings from the last time you saved them. Now, here's a little trick. I see a lot of people having a hard time sometimes hearing something. They have it all the way up. I wouldn't recommend ever turning up past this line. Things begin to clip and limit out when you go up that high. Always keep them at where that little line is. But if you have it all the way up and you're still having trouble hearing it, your best bet is to turn everything else down. Now, there's a quick way to do this by simply holding the shift button and then turning the volume knob. While you're holding that shift button and turning the volume knob, it's going to turn down every single channel at the same time. And then once it's all been turned down, you let go of the shift and then just bring that one back to where it was. Now it's a little bit higher in the mix than everything else. You can also give your master volume a little bit of a bump if you're still not quite hearing enough, but that's always the best way, is to hold shift, turn down everything at once, and then release shift and bring that one back up that you're trying to hear. As you can see on that shift line, it even says trim all right there. When you're holding down shift, you're going to trim all channels at the same time. So some helpful little tricks and the basics of using the ME-1. Definitely let me know if you have any other questions. Post a comment or shoot me an email, shoot me a text. You guys know I'm available. They're easy to use, they're amazingly powerful, and hopefully you guys don't have any more problems.